Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into the future of AI.
Generative AI, to be exact.
Generative AI, but not just for the techies.
Absolutely. We're going to be looking at how this is affecting, everything.
Seriously, everything, like how we experience art, how discoveries are made, all that.
Exactly. And our guide for this deep dive is a report originally in Spanish called Tendencias Principales en Generative AI.
Which basically translates to
Top Trends in Generative AI.
perfect. So let's jump right in. First up is something called multimodal models.
Okay, so imagine our senses, right? Sight, sound, touch.
We use all of them together to, experience the world.
Yeah, and multimodal models, that's AI doing the same.
I
say models can process all kinds of data.
So, not just text.
Not just text, images, audio, video, all of that within the same system.
So it's not like you've got one AI that writes and one that makes images. It's
one AI brain doing it all.
got it. Are there any examples of that right now?
Yeah, you've got GPT-4.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
It gets text and images.
So it could, write a caption for a photo.
Exactly, or even generate an image from a description.
That's wild. So, imagine, okay, remember those choose-your-own-adventure books?
Oh, yeah?
What if those were powered by AI?
Oh.
So the story changes based on what you choose, and it's all visual, too.
And that's just scratching the surface.
Oh.
This report hints at what the future might look like, and it gets really interesting.
Like what?
What if these models were connected to, real-time sensors?
Hold on, so, my AI assistant could...
Not just tell you the weather, but it could see how bright it is outside and tell you to grab a jacket.
Nah, that's smart. Okay, next up is model optimization and democratization.
This is a big one.
What, are we all going to be voting for AI president soon?
Not quite.
Yeah.
But it is about wider access.
Access to what?
Powerful AI. Model optimization means we're making these AI models, which are really complex, we're making them smaller and more efficient.
So, before you needed these massive data centers to run AI.
Exactly. Now we're getting to the point where this stuff could run on your phone.
So instead of just Google having this tech, even smaller companies could use it.
Even individuals.
Whoa, that's a game changer.
And that's where democratization comes in.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection.
This report even mentions some examples.
Oh, yeah.
Like alpaca and vicuna, they're built on Metazalama.
Names I've never heard of.
They're paving the way for more personalized AI, more accessible AI.
That's incredible. But also a little, I don't know, scary. What if everyone has access to this super powerful tech? What are the downsides?
You're right to be asking that question. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Like giving everyone a printing press. You can spread knowledge, but also misinformation.
Okay, so it's not all sunshine and roses.
Definitely not. As this tech gets more powerful and more accessible, we have to be really careful about how it's used. Responsible development is key.
Got it. So moving on to trend number 3.
This one's called mass personalization.
Okay, is this where I finally get that AI stylist who tells me I look great even in sweatpants?
Haha, maybe. But it's a much bigger idea.
Oh.
Think about how you personalize your workspace.
Like the right chair, the right lighting, all that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about making the AI adapt to you.
Instead of it being one size fits.
Exactly. It's about tailoring it to specific tasks, specific preferences.
So like a company's chatbot, instead of just answering basic questions, it could...
It could sound like it's actually part of their team, using their lingo, reflecting their company culture.
That's cool. Or like a language learning app that
analyzes how you learn best and adjusts its teaching style to you.
Now we're talking. But how does this even work? Do I need to be a programmer or something?
Not at all. The report mentions a few techniques.
Okay, like what?
Well, there's fine-tuning. You basically take an existing AI model, like a pre-trained one, and you train it further on a more specific data set.
So you're basically specializing it.
Exactly. And then there's something called low-rank adaptation.
Low-rank adaptation.
Yeah, low-rank for short. It's a way to make these tweaks, these personalizations, without having to retrain the entire AI model.
So it's like a shortcut.
In a way, yes.
So we're making personalized AI easier, more efficient.
Exactly. And this report, it suggests that in the future, this could be as easy as using an app.
Really?
Yeah, imagine adjusting some sliders, making your AI more formal or more casual, that kind of thing.
Wow. So AI really could become like an extension of ourselves.
Adapting to our needs, our preferences.
This is getting deep. All right, what's next on our list?
Ready for something visually stunning.
Hit me.
Trend number 4. Generation of realistic content.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
This is where AI starts to feel like magic.
So are we all going to have AI art studios in our basements now?
Maybe not in our basements, but the idea is not that far off. We're talking about AI that can create realistic content, not just analyze existing content.
Okay, so what kind of stuff are we talking about?
Well, there's text.
AI writing.
Yeah, everything from news articles to poems, even technical documents. It's getting harder and harder to tell what's human written and what's AI generated.
So if I'm struggling to write that email, I could just have AI do it.
You could, and it goes beyond emails. Imagine AI generating scripts for movies.
What, AI writing the next Hollywood blockbuster?
Or even writing entire novels based on a few plot points you give it.
Hold on, what happens to human authors then?
That's a big question. It's not necessarily about replacement, though.
Oh,
Think of it as a collaboration. Maybe the AI handles the first draft, and then the human author comes in and refines it, adds their own style and voice.
that makes sense. What about images? I've seen some AI art
Right.
online.
It's come a long way. You give the AI a text prompt.
Like what you want to see.
Yeah, and it generates an image that matches that description.
Wow. So instead of learning to paint, I could just tell an AI to do it for me.
You could, but again, think of it as a collaboration, not a replacement.
So the human artist is still important.
Absolutely. AI can handle the technical side, but it's the human artist who brings the creative vision, the emotional depth, the years of experience.
Okay, what about video? Can AI actually create videos?
It's more challenging than static images, for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But we're seeing some amazing progress. Think about turning a script into an animation or generating a short film based on some prompts.
Okay, that's starting to sound like some serious sci-fi stuff. What about music?
AI can compose music in all sorts of genres.
Really?
You can even adjust the tempo, the mood, using AI tools to get the exact sound you want.
So I could have my own personal AI composer. That's wild.
And audio, too. We're talking hyper-realistic voices for narration, for dubbing, even for those virtual assistants we talked about earlier.
Well, this is getting a bit Black Mirror, isn't it?
Haha, maybe a little. But it raises some interesting questions, like what happens when everything we see and hear could be AI generated?
That's a good question.
Think about when photography was invented. Some people thought it would be the end of painting.
But it was.
Both art forms still exist, each with its own unique value.
Okay, I like that analogy. It helps to ground things a bit. All right, what's up next on our deep dive?
Let's talk about trend number 5, ethics, regulations, and responsibility.
Okay, so time to get serious.
This is a big one. As with any powerful tech, you have to think about the ethical side.
So, like, what are the risks? What are the guardrails we need to be thinking about?
Well, one big concern is misuse.
Like, what do you mean?
Creating deceptive content, for example.
Deceptive, like what?
Like deepfakes. Those videos that look real but are completely fabricated.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. They're getting really good.
Exactly. It's like giving everyone photo editing software that's a million times more powerful.
That's kind of scary.
It is a huge responsibility, not just for the people making these tools, but for all of us who use them.
So what's being done about this? Are there ways to, like, detect deepfakes?
Some companies are working on that, kind of like a digital watermark that identifies AI-generated content.
Okay, that's a start. But I'm guessing it's going to be a constant cat and mouse game.
You're probably right. The bad guys will always be trying to find ways around those safeguards.
So this isn't just a tech problem. It's like a societal problem.
Right. Absolutely. We all need to be aware of the potential risks, and we need to have conversations about how to use this tech responsibly.
This feels like something that needs a global effort. Governments, tech companies, even just regular people.
You're right. It's a shared responsibility. We need to work together to create ethical frameworks, guidelines, to make sure AI is used for good.
Okay, so this is a lot to think about. It's not just about the cool things AI can do.
It's about the impact it has, the potential for good and bad.
Got it. Deep breaths, everyone. Ready to move on.
Yeah.
It's trend number 6.
This one's all about how AI is already being used in the real world, in business specifically.
Okay, so how are companies using this tech to, well, make money?
One big area is data analysis.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Companies have tons of data.
Mountains of it. And AI can sift through it all in a fraction of the time it would take a human.
So instead of having a team of people analyzing spreadsheets, they can just have an AI do it.
It's more than that. AI can spot trends, insights, things that humans might miss.
That's smart.
And think about customer service.
Okay.
Instead of those annoying automated menus, you could have AI chatbots.
Chatbots that actually sound human.
Exactly. And they can provide support 24/7.
No more being put on hold for hours. I'm sold already. What else?
Companies are even using AI for product innovation.
Really? Like how?
Imagine creating virtual prototypes of new products, testing different designs without actually building anything physical.
So much faster, so much cheaper.
Exactly. And this report highlights a real-world example, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola's using AI,
They're using generative AI for marketing.
like personalized ads.
More than that, they're creating targeted campaigns, engaging content, all tailored to different
Oh,
demographics.
if Coca-Cola's doing it, you know it's going mainstream.
It's about understanding consumer behavior, creating campaigns that really resonate, ultimately driving sales.
Okay, I'm seeing the potential here. This isn't just about making cool images. It's about, like, real business applications.
It's a powerful tool, a game changer for entire industries, potentially.
Okay, I'm convinced. What's trend number 7?
This one's called human-machine collaboration.
Okay, so this is where we figure out how to work with the robots, not against them.
Exactly. It's about redefining the relationship between humans and technology.
Not seeing AI as a threat.
Seeing it as a tool, a powerful tool that can enhance our abilities.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be thinking about how to work alongside it.
Exactly. And this report gives some examples of how that's already happening.
Oh, like what?
Take graphic designers. They're using AI tools to generate design concepts, which frees them up to focus on the more creative aspects of their work.
So it's like having an AI assistant that handles the tedious tasks.
And lets the human focus on the big picture.
Okay, that makes sense. What other fields are being impacted?
Writers are using AI tools to brainstorm ideas, overcome writer's block, even generate first drafts.
So I could have an AI co-writer.
You could. Again, think of it as a collaboration.
Okay, the AI provides the raw material, and then the human shapes it into something, I don't know, more meaningful.
Something with their unique voice, their style.
What else?
Software development's another big one. Tools like GitHub Copilot are helping developers write code faster with fewer errors.
It's like having an AI pair programmer, always there to help you out.
It's changing the game, making software development more efficient, more reliable.
So it's not about AI replacing humans. It's about, like, augmenting our capabilities.
It's about doing things we couldn't do on our own.
This is a whole new way of thinking about work, isn't it?
It's a shift in mindset, embracing the possibilities, but not forgetting the importance of the human element.
Okay, trend number 8, advances in science and health. This is where AI can really make a difference, right?
Absolutely. We're already seeing breakthroughs in biotech, medicine, all thanks to AI.
So give me the highlights. How is AI changing the game in these fields?
One of the most exciting areas is drug discovery.
Okay, we touched on this last time. AI analyzing massive data sets to find potential new treatments.
It's speeding up the process tremendously. Instead of years of trial and error, AI can help point scientists in the right direction.
That's incredible.
And then there's personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to your specific genetic makeup, your lifestyle, your medical history.
So it's like having a doctor who knows everything about you and can create a treatment plan just for you.
That's the goal, and AI is making it possible.
That's amazing. What else?
AI is being used to develop new diagnostic tools that can detect diseases earlier, more accurately.
So we're talking about staying healthier, preventing diseases, getting the right treatment when we need it.
It's a revolution in healthcare.
Okay, I'm sold. What's trend number 9?
Expansion towards extended reality, or XR for
Yeah,
sure.
XR, what's that?
Think virtual reality, augmented reality.
Oh, right. AI is playing a role in those.
A big one. It's all about creating immersive experiences, blending the real and the virtual.
Okay, now this is where things get really sci-fi. Like AI creating virtual worlds that feel real.
That's part of it. But it's more than just visuals. It's about creating environments that are interactive, intelligent, that respond to your actions in a natural way.
So it's not like those old video games where everything's pre-programmed.
Think more like a dream where the world adapts to you.
Ooh, okay. So I could explore an alien planet, or design a skyscraper, or even relive historical events, all virtually.
And not just experience them passively, but interact with them, learn from them.
So this could be a powerful tool for education, training, even therapy.
Exactly. Imagine learning history by walking through ancient Rome, or practicing public speaking in front of a virtual audience.
That's brilliant. What about those AI companions you mentioned earlier? Are they part of this XR world?
They could be. Imagine a guide, a mentor, an AI character that helps you navigate these virtual environments.
So like a virtual buddy to go on adventures with.
More than that, imagine a personalized tutor who can adapt to your learning style, or a therapist who can provide support in a safe and immersive environment.
Okay, this is starting to sound less like sci-fi and more like the future of, well, everything. How far off is all of this?
The technology is advancing rapidly. We're seeing glimpses of it already, and the potential is enormous.
This is where reality and imagination start to blur, isn't it?
It's a fascinating time to be alive, that's for sure. But as with any powerful technology, we need to approach it with caution.
Right. We can't forget about the ethical considerations, the potential risks.
It's not just about creating cool tech, it's about using it responsibly, ensuring it benefits humanity.
Okay, point taken. There's a lot to process. I think I need a break.
Sounds good. Let's pick this up after a short break and dive even deeper.
Sounds like a plan. Be right back. Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time, we were talking about AI creating realistic content.
And you brought up a really good point about what it means to be creative.
Right, like if an AI makes a painting that looks amazing, is the AI the artist?
It's a question that's got everyone thinking. Philosophers, art critics, everyone.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing. Is it the AI, the person who programmed it, the person who gave it the instructions?
And it's not just art. Think about AI writing screenplays, composing music.
So is the future of art robots?
I wouldn't say robots taking over, but definitely changing things up.
Okay, like how?
Think about photography back when it was invented.
Okay,
Some people thought that was the end of painting.
but it wasn't.
Nope, both art forms found their place.
Each offering something unique.
Exactly.
So maybe AI will push human artists to be even more creative, to explore new things.
That's what's so exciting about it. It's this uncharted territory where human and artificial creativity meet.
Okay, enough art talk for now. What else is on the agenda?
Let's shift gears to something a bit more, well, life-changing.
Okay, hit me with it.
Generative AI in science and health.
Now we're talking. Last time we talked about AlphaFold, predicting protein structures.
Which is huge for drug development.
Right. What else is happening on that front?
It's not just about individual breakthroughs. It's about a whole new way of doing science.
How so?
Think about all the research papers out there the data scientists have to wade through.
Yeah, the one.
AI can analyze all that in a fraction of the time,
So it's like a super-powered research assistant,
helping scientists connect the dots, find patterns they might have missed.
leading to faster discoveries, new treatments.
Exactly. We're talking accelerated drug discovery, personalized medicine.
Personalized medicine, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
But is that really happening now? It sounds futuristic.
It's becoming more and more real.
Okay, but how does it work?
Think about it. The same drug can affect different people differently.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
AI can analyze your genes, your lifestyle, all of that.
So it's creating a treatment plan that's just for you.
That's the idea. It's like having a doctor who knows your DNA.
That's what I call personalized care. But with all these advancements, surely there are some risks.
You're right, there are always two sides to the coin.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? What are the potential downsides?
Well, one that worries a lot of people is job displacement.
Oh yeah, the robots taking over thing.
It's understandable to be concerned. If AI can do so much, what happens to the people who used to do those jobs?
So are we all going to be out of work?
I don't think it's that simple. Think about the invention of the car.
Okay.
It didn't eliminate the need for transportation, it just changed it.
Right, so instead of blacksmiths, we had mechanics.
Exactly. New jobs emerged. So with AI, the question isn't, will it take our jobs?
It's more like...
What new jobs will be created, and how do we prepare for those jobs?
So we need to adapt, learn new skills.
We need to focus on the things that AI can't do, at least not yet.
Like what?
Creativity, critical thinking, those uniquely human abilities.
So basically, be more human.
In a way, yes. And
Yeah.
it's not just on individuals, it's on governments, institutions to support this transition.
Right, education, training programs.
We need to make sure everyone has the opportunity to thrive in this new world.
It's a challenge, but also an exciting opportunity. If we get it right, AI could free us from the boring stuff.
And let us focus on the things that matter, the things that make us human.
Okay, so job displacement is one thing. What other risks are there?
Another big one is bias.
Bias.
Remember, AI needs data to learn.
Yeah, we talked about that.
If that data is biased, the AI's output will be biased too.
So, like, if you train an AI on data that shows men are better at certain jobs, it might discriminate against women.
Exactly, even if that wasn't the programmer's intention.
That's a problem. So how do we fix it? Just be more careful with the data.
That's part of it. But we also need to make sure these AI systems are transparent, accountable,
So we can understand how they're making decisions.
and make sure those decisions align with our values.
This is a lot of responsibility.
It is. It's not just about the tech. It's about the human side of it, the ethics.
Okay, this is getting heavy. Can we go back to the fun stuff for a bit?
Haha, sure. How about we revisit that extended reality thing?
XR. Yes. AI created worlds, virtual buddies. all that.
It sounded pretty mind-blowing, right?
It did, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Can you paint a clearer picture?
Okay, imagine putting on a VR headset.
All right.
But instead of a static environment, you're entering a world that's being generated by AI.
In real time.
Yes, so it's not like a pre-programmed video game.
Or like a dream.
Exactly. The environment reacts to you, to your actions.
Whoa, okay. So what could I do in this AI-generated world?
Anything you can imagine. Explore an alien planet, design a skyscraper, even relive historical events.
Wow. This isn't just entertainment. It could be used for education, for training.
You could learn history by walking through ancient Rome, practice public speaking without fear of judgment.
That's incredible.
And those AI companions we talked about, they could be part of these XR experiences too.
So like a guide, a mentor in this virtual world.
Imagine a personalized tutor adapting to your learning style, or a therapist who can provide support in a safe space.
This is blowing my mind.
And we're just scratching the surface. The technology is evolving so quickly.
So how far off is all of this? Is this something we'll see in our lifetime?
We're seeing glimpses of it already. The potential is truly mind-boggling.
It's like the line between reality and imagination is disappearing.
It's a fascinating time, but we have to be cautious.
Right, we can't forget about the ethical side of things.
AI is a powerful tool, and we need to make sure it's used for good.
Well, that's a lot to think about. I think our listeners' heads are probably spinning by now.
Haha, maybe. But hopefully they're also excited about the possibilities.
I know I am. This has been an incredible journey.
And it's not over yet. Join us for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the even bigger picture.
The future of AI, the future of humanity.
It's going to be fascinating. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent the last two parts really getting into the nitty-gritty of generative AI.
The trends, the possibilities, even some of the ethical stuff.
It's been a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But now I think it's time to zoom out a bit.
Look at the bigger picture.
Right, like how does all of this affect society as a whole?
It's a huge question, and there's no easy answer.
Okay, so where do we even begin?
Well, one of the biggest concerns, and it's come up a few times already,
Yeah.
the future of work.
Yeah, the robots taking our jobs thing.
It's on a lot of people's minds, and for good reason.
So are we all doomed to be replaced by AI?
I don't think it's as simple as that.
Oh,
Think about it like the invention of the automobile.
okay.
It didn't eliminate the need for transportation. It just changed how we did it.
Right, so instead of horses and buggies, we had cars.
And instead of blacksmiths, we had mechanics.
So new jobs emerged from that disruption.
Exactly. AI is likely to be similar.
So instead of asking, will AI take our jobs? We should be asking.
What new jobs will be created? And how do we prepare for them?
So it's about adapting, learning new skills.
It's about focusing on what makes us human.
The things AI can't do.
At least not yet.
Okay, like what?
Creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, empathy, all of those things.
So basically, be more human.
In a way, yes.
And it's not just up to individuals.
Right. Definitely not. Governments, institutions, they have a role to play here too.
Providing education, retraining programs, making sure everyone has the opportunity to adapt.
Exactly. It's a shared responsibility.
Okay, so job displacement is one concern. What else is there?
Access and equity are big ones.
Meaning,
If AI is going to be this powerful tool, we need to make sure it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
right, we don't want to create a world where the rich get richer and the poor get left behind.
This report actually talks about the democratization of AI.
So making these tools available to everyone.
Individuals, small businesses, communities that might not have the resources of big tech companies.
Okay, but how do we do that? Is it about open source AI or is it something more?
It's both. We need the tools to be accessible, but we also need people to know how to use them.
So it's about AI literacy.
Exactly. It's like the early days of the internet. It took time for people to understand its potential.
And for it to really change the world.
Exactly. AI is similar. We need people to understand how it works, what it can do, what its limitations are.
So not just the techies need to understand AI.
Everyone needs a basic understanding. Because AI isn't magic, it's a tool.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Which brings us to,
The ethical stuff.
yep, we talked about bias earlier.
But there's more, right?
There's a whole other level of concern when you think about how AI could be misused.
Okay, give me some examples. What are we talking about here?
Well, generative AI can create incredibly convincing deepfakes.
Those fake videos.
Right. And they could be used to spread misinformation, manipulate people.
It's kind of scary to think about.
It is. We might not be able to trust what we see and hear anymore.
So what can we do about it?
We need ways to detect deepfakes, for sure.
Like those digital watermarks we talked about earlier.
Those could help. But we also need to educate people.
About how deepfakes are made, how to spot them.
Critical thinking is going to be more important than ever.
It's like we need a whole new set of skills for this age of AI.
Exactly. How to evaluate information, how to tell what's real and what's fake.
And it's not just about misinformation.
Right. There are broader societal implications.
Like what?
Imagine AI being used for surveillance, for manipulating financial markets, even for influencing elections.
Okay, now that's getting a little too Black Mirror for me.
It's not about being paranoid, it's about being aware of the possibilities, both good and bad.
So how do we prevent those bad things from happening?
It's going to take a lot of effort.
From everyone.
From everyone. We need regulations, ethical frameworks, a global conversation about how we want to shape this technology.
This feels bigger than any one country can handle.
It is. It's a global issue that needs a global solution.
Wow. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, haven't we?
We have, from the technical details to the ethical dilemmas and everything in between.
I think the most important thing I've learned is that we all have a role to play in this.
It's not just about the tech itself, it's about how we use it.
How we shape it, how we make sure it benefits humanity.
And that's really the key takeaway here.
So to our listeners, we encourage you to keep learning, keep asking questions, keep the conversation going.
Because the future of AI is the future of all of us.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of generative AI.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.